SMXL Milan 2023, we are here at Allianz MiCo Milan for 2 days about the digital marketing world and its innovation. So in this moment, we are together with Charles Farina, who is a Google Analytics 4 lead and specialist. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much.
So Charles, today with you, we want to better understand what is the real state of the art about Google Analytics 4 for professionals in order to improve the performances of digital marketing companies. So what is now the situation and where we want to go with this solution?
So Google Analytics 4 is still new to a lot of marketers. It's new because it's an entirely new change to how we've always used it. So we talked today largely about how we have to start from the basics and kind of build up. So one of the most important takeaways was conversion tracking is actually a lot different in the new Google Analytics in better ways. So audience triggers was something we talked about extensively, which almost no one in the audience had actually used or even heard of. And that actually allows us to set up audiences as a conversion itself. So instead of something basic like a purchase or a form fill, we can set up a segment and say, I want someone who purchased $50 or more of products, or someone who purchased 2 or more products, or just a product I care about, and mark that as a specific conversion. The other part was we never really could set up conversions that were seasonal or temporary in nature. So since we can archive conversions and those now create a new slot, we have the ability to set up seasonal, like back to school or Black Friday. So one of the biggest takeaways was we have this new conversion feature to better kind of measure our performance marketing. And that feeds all the way down, not just within the UI, but to Google Ads and other platforms as well.
So maybe the competition is one of the most important challenges in this moment for the digital marketing, also in a period like the Black Friday, for example. But according to you, what are the most important challenges to consider when you approach the Google Analytics 4, but also what are the most important opportunities on it?
Yeah, so the most important opportunity and challenge at the same time is a lot of people just set it up the same way they set up the old version. And it's really important to kind of take a step back and think differently, or think, how do you want things to be? So conversions was a perfect place to start, because with that, we have all these new conversions that no one really thought they could even have, or never really had to begin with. And we could take this further. We also spent time talking about how GDPR and consent and cookie loss is also a really big challenge. And a lot of marketers haven't yet kind of played with or aren't even familiar with consent mode in GA4, which allows you to do identityless kind of modeling of your data. And as far as I know, Google is one of the only providers that actually have a solution or a potential solution to this huge challenge that we're all faced with. So I give Google a lot of credit, but we need kind of marketers to kind of lean in and get more familiar with this to kind of help navigate through all the features that are to come.
And what could be the best advice in order to get success on these, mostly on the fact that with the attribution and integration in a strategy of digital marketing with the GA4 is not so easy to understand or to put in practice?
Yeah, the single best advice is to show up to events like this and surround yourself with a community to kind of help navigate through this. So with the way all this is, you don't have to learn it by yourself or in a box. You can learn through others. So my advice would be there's lots of great blogs, tutorials, Measure Slack, and events like this are really essential to kind of meet other experts that can help provide all the advice and kind of build that community.
And looking to the future, according to you, in a world where AI and cybersecurity are becoming more and more trends, essential trends, we can say, to consider what are the next steps to improve the strategies and the activities on GA4?
Yeah, so with that, I think modeling is one of the huge parts where a lot of the features like attribution or cookies, we're used to measuring everyone that comes through our site. And in this new world, we basically only can measure some where we have consent or the ability to do so. And model data is going to restore that. So that's already happening in ads. It's already happening in Google Analytics. And then related to that, there's also a concept of kind of the machine learning and the AI and all that layers in. And Google's leaning into machine learning in particular with its ability to build kind of predictive audiences or predictive conversions that we can leverage for not only conversions, but also remarketing and other opportunities for churn, propensity, and other retention-based kind of tactics. And I expect right now a lot of that is for e-commerce, Google to expand that into other verticals and use cases as we kind of move on.
So thank you for your spotlights on this and for being with us.
You're welcome. Thanks so much.